Hi folks, this is a brief demonstration of the Harrier update that's rolling out probably today or tomorrow at the latest as you're watching this. This is a general update to the Harrier with a lot of multiplayer cool stuff added and some more effects. But the thing that I'm most keen to show off today is the ability now to land on moving carriers. The Harrier previously could not do this. When it touched down on the deck, the carrier would keep on moving and the Harrier wouldn't. Now this was down to the coding that was done by codename Jack for the Harrier hover. He did an amazing job. The Harrier is still the only fighter jet in Microsoft Flight Simulator that is truly hovering when it's hovering. It's not using tricks like some of the others, slew and stuff like that, which in itself is quite clever, but that allows you to hover when you're upside down and things like that. It's not as accurate, whereas with the Harrier, and also you're not affected by crosswinds or anything like that. With the Harrier, you're still flying when you're hovering, and as a result, it's harder to control the aircraft. You've got to think about the local winds and everything. So just coming up behind the carrier, this is a Miltech moving carrier. Very excellent aircraft carriers if you're thinking of getting them. So we're just going to drop gear here, coming down to 200 knots, setting the aircraft up for the hover. So VSTL switch on, flaps to STOL. We're just letting the speed bleed off. The thing to do is not to rush with the Harrier. It's plenty to keep you busy once you get into the hover. The real aircraft was considered extremely dangerous in the hover. It did kill people. Only the best pilots got to fly it. Just letting the speed bleed off gradually, just closing up on the rear of the carrier, actually approaching about the same speed as a conventional jet. And let some of the height go here. Now the trick, of course, is you're not just hovering over one spot. You're hovering over a moving carrier. About 20 knots the carriers go for, so you have to sort of adjust things to make that happen. Slowing down now. Gradually moving the nozzles. There's a lot of controls all moving at once to make this work. It's not like some of the others where you can just program in a speed or anything. You've really got to fly the plane. As you slow down and start moving the nozzles, so you have to up the power, otherwise you start descending too quickly. I'm try and get to 100 knots now. I'll start really moving those nozzles forward now. Nozzles at about 45. Trying to keep some height. Still at 70 knots, so I want to slow down a bit more. 50 knots now. And we've got a 10 knot or so headwind. Normally you'd come into the left of the carrier. Not quite practiced enough to get too cocky with it, even myself, having obviously flown in testing a great deal, as you can see. Now the trick is, once you land on the deck, is to cut the power and move the nozzles to the forward position. And there she goes on the deck. Ideally you'd hover to the left of the ship and then drift over left and right, to position yourself and lower yourself down. I make no bones about it, to land the aircraft on a small landing pad on the back of a moving ship is going to be a real challenge. I'll definitely try and do a video on it once I get the skill set back to fly the aircraft and get it into a narrow patch like that. But you can imagine crosswinds, moving ships, who knows what it'll be like if they start moving the deck with the swell and the rest of it. It'll be quite challenging. So how it works is that the hover calculations only come in when the N1 engine RPM reaches 50%. So we can move our throttles forward now a little bit, and you can see we can taxi, and we can move about and do what we want. But you keep the throttles below 50%, because the minute you hit 50% or above, or 51%, the hover calculations start kicking in and the aircraft thinks it's hovering, and it'll look like it's slipping backwards on the deck again. Now takeoff, I haven't done this yet before, so nothing like a live video to give it a whirl. I reckon 60% RPM, sorry, 60% on the nozzle, so you're a bit forwards but a bit down as well. Get ready on those, so we ease the power up. You'll see what happens once those engines reach 50%. There goes the deck. Hammer off. Slightly backwards in front, in fact. So it does work. Oh, there's a little bit of tilt there with the aircraft. It's a right handful. You've got crosswinds here as well. Fairly limited, but they are there. Gear up. Climbing well away from the carrier there. Let's get those nozzles going forwards. I used to be a lot smoother at this when I was developing the aircraft. There we go, getting up to 90 knots now, 100 knots. Aircraft still wants to climb, because you also then have to cross hands. Probably have to do this in the real aircraft. Get the flaps into normal mode. Get out of VSTL mode. Nozzles fully forward. And you're away. I cannot call that graceful by any stretch, but it can be done, and yeah, so that's a great boost for the Harrier. It's part of what it did for real. Ramp takeoffs would also work. You'll just go off the ramp with a slight bit of nozzle down, and you could probably do it in non-VSTO mode as well if you're on a ramps carrier, and it should fly off, and then you put the nozzles to 45 as you go off the end of the ramp. Okay, I think that's everything. Lots of changes in the aircraft, lots of cool stuff. Ordnance visible on multiplayer, jettisonable tanks, all kinds of things, and some texture enhancements as well, and a couple of new liveries. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.